Day.
Hmm?
Are we recording?
Are you ready to record?
Oh, I'm ready.
Alrighty then.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
Lovely.
I'm excited about today's topic because it's not a topic. It's me rapid firing you to get your take on things.
Ooh.
So there was an article that I read with this title. And keep in mind, it's from Inc. magazine and it's a parenting article.
Okay.
Okay. Want to raise successful kids? These 13 simple habits pay off big time. Okay.
Okay.
Here are 13 of the most useful and interesting strategies that this author has found.
And is it my opinion on each of the strategies?
I'm going to give you what the
Okay,
strategies
okay.
are, and I want a hot take from you.
Okay.
You know when you made the buzzer noise at me because you didn't agree with what I said? That's the energy I'm going for here.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I feel like I need a buzzer now.
You don't need a buzzer.
Pressure's on. Oh my gosh. Pressure.
Just like the show the other night. Harrison just he buzzed him with his mouth. It's fine. Ready?
What show is that?
Whatever the one we were watching with Jason Segel.
Oh, Shrinking.
Yeah, and then he buzzed him about the potatoes.
Oh,
yeah.
Harrison Ford buzzed him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Strategy number 1.
Okay.
Rush to their side. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Rush to their side when they need you.
What? Is that literally in print?
That's the title. And it's bolded.
Oh my gosh.
Can I give you more context of what they're saying?
Oh,
this is exactly what I was
Okay.
And there's 12 more to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm going to start with this advice because it's probably the most controversial.
Is this serious?
I'm
Is this
literally, I could
article?
100% in Inc.
And it's
magazine.
not like start being sarcastic.
Not even, I don't think so, unless I did pick up on that.
Okay.
Probably most controversial, and yet it comes up constantly. A lot of parents wonder what's best to do when their kids face adversity. In general, you have 2 options. Option number 1, rush to their side, hoping to offer consolation and help. Your goal? Create confidence over the long term that no matter what goes wrong, your child can always count on you. Option number 2, oh my God, I wish we were on video right now. Maintain a bit of distance, staying close enough to ensure that nothing really terrible has happened, but also insisting that your child work things out for him or herself. Your goal? Help them build resilience and self-confidence. This author reiterates they suggest option number 1, rush to their side.
Who wrote this thing?
This was written. I love this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is even better.
Psychologist?
No.
Okay.
Bill Murphy Jr. is the dude's name.
Oh, as in like.
Not Bill Murray.
But no, I was thinking Ed Murphy.
I don't know who Ed Murphy is.
Who's the coming?
Eddie Murphy?
Oh, Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
No,
America.
Okay, we're off track.
Okay. Anyway,
we'll revisit Ed Murphy later.
What's his credentials?
He lists a website, www.billmurphyjr.com or at Bill Murphy Jr.
It's no credentials.
No credentials.
This is the problem with, and this is why we have completely suffocated children who cannot do anything for themselves, and we complain about entitled kids and who just need to be spoon fed all the time as adults, and like this is why, and this is the stuff that are at people's fingertips. It's not the research that's behind paywalls, it's this stuff that's fluffy and it makes you feel really good as a parent. Like if I could double whammy. No, the minute, we got to remember that I'm going to put this link to a clip that I love showing, and it's based on the true story of Ray Charles. So I'll just give a little bit of context.
Does he know Ed Murphy?
Ray Charles is dead.
Ed Murphy's still alive.
Yes, I don't think they know each other. But anyway, so it's right when he's starting to go blind. If you know Ray Charles, he's blind. I know you do, but just in case other people don't.
All right, fair enough.
So Ray Charles, singer, musician, whatever, pianist. So he comes in, he falls over and he's crying. He's got big tears. Mama, help me. Mama, help me. And mom starts to rush to him and stops. And so in that moment, he realizes, I need to help myself. And as he does, this is when he starts experiencing, hey, I can still see the world through my ears, through sound. And so he starts exploring his environment. And it's such an emotional, I cry anyway, but it's an amazing scene that really helps us see we can't keep rushing to their side because they're never going to learn to self-soothe. They're never going to learn that I can handle this. I actually do have resources and strengths and resilience. That's where resilience is. It's in that adversity. And if we are coming and taking that adversity away from them every time, they are not building resilience. The definition of resilience is being able to adapt, manage, work through adversity and significant sources of stress. So they need to be able to experience those things to get to the other side. I could go on for hours just on that topic alone.
This is great because it leads right into number 2,
Okay.
which is he immediately follows up his first point of rush to their aid with, but don't hover like a helicopter. So I can't even explain it, but he's basically saying, I acknowledge that this can seem a bit of a conflict with the first bit of advice we shared above, but if we can synthesize the two, it's about staying out of things until your kids truly do need you, but then come running.
Oh.
So it's contrary to his first one, the fact that you need to be there immediately.
And
He's
what
now
happens
saying,
if you're not there, right? Like I just remember hearing a story not too long ago about how the dad promised he would be at his daughter's. No matter what, I will always be at your side. Well, what happens, Dad, when you're not there one day?
Yeah.
What happens if you're dead?
Yeah.
Right?
You
like
created a resentment.
Then what? And dependency. We create these dependency traps, and I've seen it where kids are like, I can't climb the ladder without mom, or I can't make my bed because the sheet is too tight and I can't pull it down over my thing. Like just those kinds of things. And so it's not helicopter parents that we've created. We've created curling parents where they are like cleaning that ice to make this perfect path to get their little rock to the bullseye. So everything is perfect. But what happens when you're an outdoor rink and now it's all bumpy? We should not be shaping the path. We need to shape our kids so they can handle whatever path they're on.
Damn. 2 down.
Okay.
Number 3, work on developing their emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
All right.
Any more to that?
Yeah, he's basically referencing everybody else's work.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, definitely. We want to build their emotional literacy. So how do we do that? We model first by identifying, okay, I'm feeling really frustrated. Maya, I'm feeling really frustrated because we gave you a job. Not blaming, right? But we're using our word wheels. We're using our emotion cards, saying how we're feeling, identifying that, and then what are we going to do? That's how we build that emotional literacy. So yeah, I agree with that one.
All right, number 4.
He didn't give any context as to
No.
what. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to read the whole article. I'm going to go find this guy. Number 4, keep on them. This one I'm going to read a bit more of because keep on them about expectations and values. And in the middle of this one, he quotes, behind every successful woman is a nagging mom. Teenage girls more likely to succeed if they have pushy mothers. Again, I love the face. Can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see the problem in that?
100%.
Okay. What do you see as the problem in that?
Anytime I've tried to push my kids, it has had the direct opposite results.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a dependency trap. So parents are always coming to me saying, it's like they enjoy me being mad because they don't do anything until I start yelling, right? And it's not that kids, and this is almost universal, right? Every parent is like, it's like they just wait for me to be mad and then they'll go do it. It's not that they're waiting for you to be mad. It's that we have prompted them. We have created, like, that's their cue. Oh, now I know you're serious. Now I'll go. They should know you're serious the very first time that you said it. So it's not about nagging because they're just going to be like, screw you. I'm done with this. You're just going to become wah, wah, wah. And they're never going to cue themselves to ever get it done themselves if we're always nagging them. What we need to do is develop stewardship. There's a great video. So this is video number 2. Okay. So video number 2, go to YouTube, Green and Clean. And it's a fantastic story about how he's trying to get his kid to do the lawn, right? So have it green and clean. And if he's there nagging him once, he's going to have to be out there nagging his son every single time he wants a green and clean. So he talks about stewardshipness, where they need to develop that for themselves. So yeah, eventually, like, behind every woman, whatever, was a nagging mom. Okay, maybe once they were on their own, I bet that nagging mom had to nag them all the way out of the house. And it wasn't until, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. They were living on their own that they had to figure it out for themselves.
Which is funny because the way he rationalizes that previous statement was that when it comes to teenage daughters and double, especially when they're reminding them consistently of their expectations, we're more likely to stay in school and get good jobs and less likely to wind up pregnant as teenagers. And then he follows it up with another summary from another person that read whatever report they're referencing. It's wonderful if your kids make good choices because you've taught them well. But if they avoid dropping out of school or getting pregnant as a teenager because they realize they'd never hear the end of it from you, that's okay too.
Oh my gosh. I do think having those discussions about values and what's important and critical thinking, all of that kind of stuff is important, but it doesn't come through nagging. And I can tell you firsthand experience. Well, I can tell you the research, but even firsthand experience, because I work with a lot of families and I can see the nagging moms whose kids are the rebellious, dropping out of school, going partying, making out with boys, compared to other moms who are not naggy at all, and kids are like planning university. And anyway.
Well, this is like what you and I talked about before, right? And I've mentioned it a few times, and I know you agree, is that I want my kids to feel that there's always a place to come back to, a home base that they can come back to when they need it, to regroup, to be supported, talk through problems, figure stuff out. That to me is more important than nagging them into compliance and then sending them out in the world. Yeah. Right. Because you're right. Once they're out in the world, what are they going to do?
And even going back, if we see them, like, if I see my child drowning, I'm not going to be like, figure it out. Got to learn to swim sometime, but there is a matter. Like I tell my girls, you got to tell me 3 ways you've tried to figure this out. I mean, if it's a fatality, obviously I'm going to help them, but you can come to me once you have told me 3 different ways that you've tried to figure it out. And I'm always here for you. I'm just over here, but I'm not coming rushing in, giving you clues, giving you hints, helping you, or whatever it is. So that's kind of going back to the earlier point.
No, but it's all tied together. Number 5.
Sorry, it's taking me so long.
This is fantastic. Okay. This is exactly what I expected. Okay. Number 5, bring them into the story. This one is targeted at parents with younger children. Mm-hmm. In short, it's the idea of reading on the inside with children, which means that instead of simply reading books to them, you pause at different points, asking them to think about how the story develops and what choices the characters make and why.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's good. Reading comprehension. We want to say, like, summarize what's happened, make predictions of what's going to happen next. You can, be perspective taking, empathy, the inferential, like making inferences from text. Why do you think he's feeling this way? It doesn't say, but you got to use all that information. Yeah, I think that's good. And bonding time.
Number 6, I know you'll be fine with this one too. Praise them for effort, not gifts.
Yeah.
So take pride in your choices, not in your gifts. This is something that's super important for young people to understand and for parents to preach to young people, according to Jeff Bezos. So thank you, Amazon.
That's not who I would model this by, but we do know empty praise. And if it's always, you're so beautiful, you're so smart. Well, what happens when they break out with acne? Mm-hmm. What happens if they get an F? Does that mean, oh my gosh, I'm dumb? Right?
Yeah.
And we know, and I've talked about this before, the prodigy children who were so brilliant at they never grew up to be brilliant adults. They were low average adults because they were so scared about making a mistake, for example. And so what happens when they're not meeting that bar, their whole identity hinges on that skill. Or, like the amazing, well, even Willow, we talk about her skills for ringette are incredible. She could do so much, but her effort's not there. But even if we had a superstar, you had a Gretzky in the family, what happens when you blow your knee?
Yeah.
Your whole identity is based on that skill, right? But if we teach the persistence and the effort that you put into that, so even if they get an A on a really hard quadratic equation test, okay, let's look at how much studying you did. So Maya didn't do good on her first exam, but she didn't do much. But now every day I see her watching YouTube videos. She's coming back. She's reviewing her notes, watching YouTube videos to help explain stuff she didn't understand the first time and practicing. Now I can even then it was how much effort did you put into that test? And now look at the effort that you're putting in here. And that's what the success is.
Yep.
Anyway.
And then in addition to that, the next point he raises is praise them often. So don't praise them for their gifts, praise them for their effort, but praise them often, which I think.
Not too much though, because it becomes empty. praise, right? So we want to make sure it's still meaningful. So yes, praise them often, because I think we give so much more corrective feedback. So we definitely want to have 9-1. So 9 positive things to every 1 corrective feedback.
Interesting, because in this, they reference a ratio where teachers have traditionally been told to aim for 3-1 or 4-1 ratio of praise to criticism.
It's actually 15-1.
Oh, no particular ratio. The higher the praise, the better the results.
Yeah. So 3-1 is old school, but we know optimal is 15, but 9 is good enough. 15 is almost really hard, but yeah, 9 is probably the number that we should be going for. 15 for sure, though, if you've got a neurodivergent kiddo, like
really
ADHD or something, just because they hear so much corrective feedback all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. You got to cut through that. We've talked about that before, too.
And it being specific to the behavior, not saying good job, kid, right? Like, what was the good job?
Yeah. Yep.
Specifically.
Number 8.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that you and I firmly believe in and fail at. You ready?
Could be so many things.
Make them do chores.
Yes. Chores are important.
I'm just going to move on because I'm angry about chores today.
Okay. I would detach it from money, like from what do you call it? Allowance.
Yeah. We made that distinction before, right? They basically say by making them do chores, taking out the garbage, doing their own laundry, they realize that I have to do the work in life in order to be a part of life. It's not just about me and what I need in this moment.
And contributing to the family.
100%.
And they do. So they do their chores. Just the quality of their chores is usually subpar. But they do things like their own laundry and, making our own lunches. There's a lot of that stuff. Yeah. It's usually for us. If but it's not even like vacuuming the house is for the family. So it gets done. It's just subpar. Like all the pillows are still on the ground and there's paper airplanes everywhere. So nothing got picked up. They got pushed around.
Not a single thing. Not a single thing.
But she did it. She just didn't do it as quality as we would.
Number 9.
Yes.
Teach them to follow their passions.
Okay.
The debate over this one is right up there with whether to rush to their sides or let them figure things out by themselves. Are kids better off following their passions or else finding things that will lead them to happiness and success and trying to learn to develop passions for them?
So what are your thoughts on this? Because I do see the debate in this, and I do have 2 thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there is a considerable amount of importance to having those passions or having something you're interested in that you can lose yourself in. Mm-hmm. Do I think that passion needs to become your career path or your life path? Yeah, probably not. I think that's an astronomically hard path to walk in life. But I do think that there's considerable benefit to having a passion that you can get into. And part of it is, like, you look at Maya's drawing, mm-hmm. right? Willow herself, as much as she craps on her drawing is unbelievable, right? Both kids are very artistically skilled. Maya will spend hours on a picture for no other reason than she wants to do it. Yeah. Right. I think that's important. I did that as a kid too. Yeah. Right. Do I think that should have been fostered as the path in life that I wanted to take? No, I think if I'd wanted to take that path, I would have figured that out myself. Mm-hmm. Right. Maybe I didn't, but that's kind of my 2 bits. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the research, I'll start there, shows and they've done this where they've looked at the workplace and passion and which is more important for long-term quality of life and happiness and success. It's actually the environment versus the passion, which is actually better for you. And so what I mean, though, by environment is certainly the people that you're working with, but the work you're doing is contributing something valuable, whether it's to, society for sure, but even to the team. I am doing something important that's making a difference as part of this team. And so that at the end of the day is more important than passion. I agree with you that we need to have that. Like I've become so busy, although I got to say, I love research and I like researching and creating content. And like, I love that piece, but I have lost, other sorts of creative things, although that is creating. But the one thing that I've always talked about is, I think it was Elizabeth Gilbert who wrote a book I can't remember what it's called, but she had talked about how all of her writer friends were like, you're not a real writer, because she took a job doing like some other work that wasn't real writing. And she's like, but it allowed me to really enjoy my writing when I could. And now look at where she is, she's had movies with Julia Roberts made after that, whereas her friends were struggling. And I see that with my acting. I've got my actor friends who are still waitressing in their 40s, trying to make ends meet. And they get so angry if they like everything rides the line on an audition or on making sure, because I've been on commercial sets where we might not get onto set because something happens. Well, I remember one I did, but my partner, who was my husband, didn't get on to set. It was just the stunt driver. And was just, and it becomes their lifeline, but it's not even enjoyable anymore because they're so focused on that, getting that money. When then I look at, AP, I know he always talked about, I always have to make a minimum amount each month. And so, I mean, he's been very successful. Yeah. He's, a Canadian superstar now, but for me, I never had that bottom. I could go on to set. I could just be around. I don't even need to, just being on set, watching everybody else work is so incredible. And so it takes that pressure off. I can really be in my flow and in my passion because I'm not so stressed out about it.
100%.
So anyway.
And for those curious on IMDb, just search Bazenko and she should come up and you can see what she's talking about. The sets she's been on that she's gotten to experience.
Yeah. I don't know if people know that about me, but
they do now.
I do now.
Well, why not?
Some are disappointing though. Like
what? I mean,
Fargo.
It'll happen. Number 10.
Yes.
Rotate their toys.
Yeah.
You did that for a while.
For our own sanity. Just novelty. And especially with ADHD children, they satiate, meaning they get sick of them in like 5 minutes. And so rotating them. And then it's like Christmas. Oh my gosh, look at this toy. At one point, I just threw them all away though, because I was tired of cleaning them up because they wouldn't clean them up. And I was just trying to keep them organized and I'm like, I'm done. I throw them away. They still talk about that. But yeah, rotating. It's like Christmas all over again.
There was a dad on Twitter that I saw a post that he put up that basically said his kid came home from daycare raving about the new toys that they had gotten and all the new great trucks that were there for him to play with. And the dad's like, they were his toys. They were his trucks. He never played with them here, so we donated them to daycare. I'm like, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Number 11. This one, I don't even know why you put this on the list. Tell them to go outside and play.
Well, I think though we have to. I know it's ridiculous that we have to say that, but yeah, like that is so important. Get them off the screens. Well, and even for us, I mean, especially in the summertime, we get kind of, what's the word for you? Isolate away, like hibernate in the winter, especially it's been some rough patches in the winter this year, but where we are inside, but we always say, especially in the summertime, you have to have an hour outside, an hour of physical activity, an hour of creative time, and reading. Reading was never a problem, but you have to, those are important developmental things to do. So yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, this one basically, all he references is like researchers have found that more time kids spend inside, the less likely they are to lead academic gains the less likely they are to lead academic gains among their peers. So,
and we just know like being with nature, being outside and physical movement, it increases blood flow in the brain, it supports learning and happiness. And
so I'm going to do 13 first.
Okay.
Because I want to end on 12.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I want to end on 12.
Okay.
So 13 is teach them good sleep habits.
Yeah. Does he say what sleep habits?
No
screen.
Just prioritize sleep. So he says University of Maryland researchers studied 8,300 children aged 9 to 10, focusing on how much they sleep each night. Found that children who had insufficient sleep, less than 9 hours per night, had less gray matter or smaller volume in certain areas of the brain responsible for attention memory. And we knew that, right?
Yeah. And they show like all the people who rave, oh, I can survive. There's a few people that I was just reading about the other day, like we can survive with no sleep. I actually have dementia. So I'm terrified.
Well, it was funny because there's one guy that was on Joe Rogan. Not that I'm a huge Joe Rogan guy, but they were talking about sleep. And Rogan asked him the question of, well, what are these guys that survive on 4 or 5 hours of sleep? Right. And he's like, and the guy, I wish I'd caught who it was, but he basically said the people in this world that legitimately biologically are capable of functioning at a normal level with less than 5 hours of sleep.
Which is me.
But
I'm
what he
scared
said
of-
was,
I'm
what he
scared.
said was, it wasn't about the dementia or anything. He's like, when you extrapolate that out, the percentage of people that truly, genuinely can do that, and not just say that as part of their hustle culture, it's rounded. When you round down the percentage, it's 0%.
Mm.
It's like 0.0000001%. He's like, it's a 0% of the population can actually do it. Even though you have these guys with hustle culture and selling the dream of the 5 a.m. wake up and you got to sacrifice. He's like, no, the body just physically can't do it. And out of those people in the world that can truly do that, it's such a small number that it's not even trackable.
Well, I am up at 4:30 every single morning.
But do you think you're functioning normally?
Well, and I know, like, even today I went to bed later. It was like 10:30. I feel like I'm having a heart attack more often. I'm not
100%.
great. If I can get to bed by 9:30, like 9 to be asleep between 9:30 and 10, I'm doing good. But I do worry. It's not healthy.
No.
And I do worry about dementia.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So sorry. I guess I won't have to worry about it if I do go down that road. But
I'll take care of you. I got your back. What happens if we both have dementia? Can you have concurrent dementia? I guess you can.
Well, yeah. That's a dumb question.
So do you? That's an appropriate response to me just speaking out loud. Okay, number 12, Jared Store.
What were you going to say before that?
Nothing now. It doesn't
What were
matter.
you
I forgot because of my dementia. Are you ready?
I'm the one I'm the healthiest one out of the two of us. And I'm going to be the one who has all the ailments. I already am the one with all the ailments.
Yeah, but you'll take those ailments with you into your 115th year.
Yeah.
My ailments are a much bigger brick wall.
Okay.
Steer them.
I love you.
I love you too. Steer them toward video games. I'm going to read
What?
this full one. This is why I wanted to end on this one. Okay, ready?
Oh my gosh.
Short version. Kids spend a lot of time looking at screens, in brackets. So do adults. You're looking at one now. Oh, Bill Murphy's so clever. Studies have shown kids who spend a lot of time playing videos wind up scoring higher on intelligence tests. The point, however, God, I wish we had a camera going right now. The point, however, isn't to steer them toward more screens, but to encourage them to spend parts of their screen time that they'll have regardless on video games as opposed to other activities.
What? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. It's a doozy.
Is he basing it on any research?
No, he legit, this is the one he doesn't quote anybody. Doesn't have a quote from anybody, doesn't have a study. Just says studies have shown kids who spend a lot of time.
He doesn't actually
cite a study.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is the problem with the world. And just last week, we were talking about critical thinking, right? Parents, be critical thinkers of this crap that's on the internet, because I just don't even know what to say to that.
I know, that's why I wanted to end on this.
Don't even know what to say to that. And okay, like there's so many pieces to this. It could be like 10 million hours, because we know the effects. I have a whole workshop on the good, the bad, and the ugly about screen time. And the only benefits that games might be able to have is if you're doing a cooperative play game together. But it still doesn't replace like reading and going outside and playing and, a board game and all of those kinds of things. And while there's skills, even things like luminosity, I don't know if I don't know if that's still a thing, but
so.
It talks about improve your processing speed, enhance your working memory. And I actually have parents who've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on CogMed programs that's supposed to boost your kids' working memory. Okay, in that program, their scores do improve, but it's in that program. There's nothing generalizable about it at all. And we know when the more screens and video games that they have, they're actually poor language skills, and language is the basis. So I know IQ tests, it's 5 domains, language is 1 domain, but language is important for all of the rest of their functioning. Academically, we need language. Socially, we need language. So we see poor language outcomes. I'm not even going to talk about the social emotional downfalls. It's just bad for their social emotional well-being, right? It's unbelievable. I'm just like, I don't even have a buzzer big enough to say how horrendous that advice is.
Awesome. So to summarize,
I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
So to summarize.
And he's probably like charging $5,000 an hour to go and talk and spew this crap.
I have no idea.
But it feels good. And then the problem with it is parents are going to feel good. See, video games actually help. We're going to justify all of the bad behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So just so you know, Bill Murphy Jr. is a journalist, a ghostwriter, and the founder of Understandably.com, a daily email newsletter. He's the author of Breakthrough Entrepreneurship with John Bergstone, The Intelligent Entrepreneur, and In a Time of War. Previously, he reported for the Washington Post. So in no way, shape, or form is he qualified to talk on parenting, psychology, anything. But Inc.com felt it was appropriate to give that to him.
Wow.
So you want to talk to your point about critical thinking and how do you ingest what's out there right now? Take a long, hard look at what we just read.
Yeah.
And really question what is the intent of that article? That article was not meant to make you a better parent.
No.
To your point, that article was meant to make you feel okay with what you're going to be sold at some point.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
Right? You throw in a couple, tell them to go outside. There's no harm in that. But as soon as they're back in, you prioritize their screen time to be part of the video games and whatever else.
Yeah. And he didn't even give like what kind of video games or anything.
Just video games. Right. And again, the funny thing about that is that was the one of very few within those 13 bullet points that he didn't try and at least include some referenceable source.
Right. Well, and it's so hard. And, entrepreneur. Okay. So there are that's the thing. I mean, they're so good. Well, even earlier today, we were talking about the levers of influence of psychology, right? And how people hire psychologists for a lot of money to advertise because they know how to tap into the brain, right? Mm-hmm. And to tap us into buying whatever. And we're so easily bought into stories. I even remember Sesame Street. It's educational. Make your kids watch Sesame Street. There's such goodness about it. Okay, so I remember one piece, there's nothing educational about it. The only ones that could maybe be educational is if you are sitting there next to your kid. And I remember Maya and I would do this. It was the only time she was ever able to watch TV if I was with her. And it was Super Y.
Good old Wyatt.
Yeah. And we were spelling and everything, but I was there with her and we were doing it together and I was pointing things out. But Sesame Street, so yeah, there was things. I remember Grover teaching, was it Grover or Cookie Monster? I think it was Grover who was doing near and far. So he would run right up to the TV, I'm near, and then far away, I'm far, but it's still two-dimensional. There is no learning near and far. Kids moving closer and further away from the TV themselves, that's experiential learning for them. But we get so sucked in, or the baby, we've talked about this before, the baby Einstein videos and all of this crap, right? It's just a selling tactic.
100%. And you look at, so I'm picking on Bill here, and I don't know Bill, and I don't know his work.
Or those little baby chairs with an iPad to it. Yep. Look, your kid is gonna at 6 months old know how to work an iPad. Oh my freaking gosh! It's just oh my gosh.
So as a summary of Mr. Murphy's work, here's some of his articles.
How he's an entrepreneur. People
keep forgetting things. Neuroscience says these very simple habits boost memory and learning. People with high emotional intelligence use this simple language trick to become more persuasive. All great employees need one key thing at work, but only 20% say they have it. Every single one of these is selling something.
Yeah.
Right? An 80-year-old Harvard study found the secret to a happy life. These 9 simple habits make it possible.
If there's 9 simple habits, why is it still a multi-billion-dollar industry and everyone's more anxious and depressed than ever before in their life?
Totally. So everything in here borders, I'm being polite here when I say this, borders on clickbait.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to call it that outright, but it pretty much is. And every one of them, 7 easy tricks. Keep forgetting things. New data. Martin Luther King was a truly great leader. This 15-minute speech proved it.
Wow.
Right. So anyways, as a side note to this little experiment, this comes with the reoccurring theme of we as parents have to diligently question the source of information that we're taking before we pass it on to our kids.
Yeah.
Because just in this one little experiment, how many people have read that article and taking it away without really factually really breaking it down into what it's saying, and then started implementing it with their kids.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it.
If you listeners come across anything that feels so good, and that's the thing, if it feels so good and it's like, really dig deeper, because it's usually those really feel good ones that are pervasive, but yet we still have really anxious, depressed kids.
The one truest thing in the world is nothing comes without work.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing comes without effort. There's no simple fix for anything. Right. And if there is, it's the wrong fix. Right. And it's temporary. So.
But if you guys have any articles or wonderings that you have that you thought, feel free to pass them on.
Oh, we'll chew into them.
Email us, DM us on, we've got our Facebook group, leave it in the group, and we'll include it in our show.
All right. Appreciate you playing my game.
Thank you. It was fun. Although I feel like I need to go to the emergency room.
You probably need to lay down. All right.
Good day.
Later.